House of the Dragon had so much going on in season 3, episode 1, and I had to take my time to get my head together before I made this video. Now, I listened to the audiobook for the House of the Dragon to know how the story was going to end because I cannot wait for a year for new seasons to come out from HBO Max. However, I'm going to try not to spoil anything that has not occurred so far on the TV show. Now, season 3, episode 1, we have Rhaenyra believing that Alicent is able to broker peace and have Aegon give up the throne so she can take over King's Landing and thus be the queen of the Iron Throne. Now, I'm going to give Rhaenyra the benefit of the doubt because Alicent did come into those negotiations with the right mindset. However, there was no way Alicent was going to have the power to actually do that. First of all, nobody takes Alicent seriously. It's interesting that Alicent is one of the most pious people on the show, at least verbally. However, she uses her body a lot to get what she wants. She seduced her best friend's father so she could become queen. She let Larys Strong do something with her feet. I don't know if I could say this online, so that she could get his services.
More than once it has proved advantageous to those willing to feed the weaver.
And this weaver watches me.
She sleeps with a sworn knight. Mind you, knights are supposed to be abstinent. So she sleeps with him. Now in season 3, episode 1, to keep Aemond on her side, she allows him to kiss her. Her son. From her womb. Now, we know from the previous season, or was it season 1, that Aemond has mommy issues, okay? Not only has his mother given most of her attention to Aegon growing up because Aegon was a problem child, but she was also so wrapped up in her hate for Rhaenyra, I don't think she really gave Aemond attention like that. So we see when he goes to brothels, he chooses older women, and I don't think he even has sex with them. He just has them comfort him and hold him. And it's embarrassing for him when Aegon catches him and makes fun of him like that in front of his friends. However, another part of this is that the Targaryens are exempt from a lot of laws, like how incest is illegal in Westeros, because they're considered gods, right? So historically, all of their family members have been allowed to marry their sisters, brothers, cousins, aunts, uncles. I mean, look at Rhaenyra marrying her uncle. But it's a stretch, and I can't remember the history of Targaryens to say that they've gotten with their mothers too, but maybe Aemond thinks this is a good idea. I can't even wrap my mind around it, but Alicent is clearly disgusted, but she's not going to do anything about it because she wants to manipulate Aemond. She's leaning into her sexuality again, which is something that she hated Rhaenyra for when they were kids. So ironic. It's so interesting how the most religious people will be the most hypocritical. The same stuff that she hated Rhaenyra for getting away with as a child, she is basically doing the same. Anyway, she thought that people actually cared about what she has to say, and she would be able to convince them to give up the throne to Rhaenyra to keep the peace in the kingdom. That was never going to work. And the fact that Rhaenyra thought that it was going to work was hilarious. In some ways, Rhaenyra very much seems childish. Maybe she actually isn't ready for the throne. Regardless, I do think she deserves the throne because it's hers. It was left to her, rightfully so. She's definitely going to be a better ruler than Aegon. However, Aegon is not in the picture right now. Aegon has been burned halfway to a crisp. and it has been squirreled away out of King's Landing by Larys Strong and has now been captured. We're going to see what happens to him in episode 2. Now, Rhaenyra tells her son that they're going to King's Landing because Alicent is going to, give up and open the doors for them. Rightfully so. He's like, this is ridiculous. You're not thinking straight. Ain't no way they're going to give up the throne. However, where I could not follow him was when he had one of the knights lock his mother up so she could not leave.
Stop! You cannot! There is nothing you can say that I have not heard. If you die, then you will at last be king. Ah! My riding matters. You are to lock and bar this door. The Queen must be confined until she regains her senses.
I could not defy Her Grace's commands.
You are a knight of the Queen's Guard, Sir Laurent. You swore to protect Her Grace from all threats, including herself. Your life for hers.
Because she was going to go join the fight. And I understand his thinking. It's too dangerous for the Queen to go ride her dragon into battle, especially with things so they don't know where Aemon is with Vhagar. And Vhagar is the biggest, oldest dragon out there. However, to make a knight lock up the Queen is crazy. Treason. If this knight survives after this, I'm going to be surprised. If they don't string him up, I'm going to be so surprised. Instead, Jace convinces Baela to go with him to go fight. I honestly thought they were going to be fine. I didn't think they were going to kill him off in episode 1. Okay? He dodged one of the shots that were coming for his dragon. Then another one took him down, and these people are smart. They put an anchor to drag him and his dragon down into the waters and drown them. I'm gonna be mad about this. On the side, Rhaena, her twin sister, whose dragon I think died after it was hatched, so she never rode her own dragon, and she's pissed because she was supposed to claim her mother's dragon before Aemon took it. She finds Sheep Stealer, a wild dragon who she decides she's going to claim, right? She doesn't tell anybody about this. She jumps on his back. It takes her on this wild ride, and she is stranded on some like rock outcropping, and Sheep Stealer leaves her. It comes back eventually and regurgitates some goats and cooks it for her. So I guess it liked her after all. I don't know. I guess that's dragon bonding. She eats it because I don't know how long she was stranded there and she's starving. Even with the dragon spit, she got to eat. And she decides she's going to get on Sheep Stealer's back and go ride it into battle. You just met this dragon like 24 hours ago. Maybe less than. And you're going to go ride it into battle. Now, Sheep Stealer is flying and she's telling it to, Dracarys, set shit on fire. It's setting the enemy boats on fire, but it's also attacking their side. Now, they cannot... she's screaming. She's like, no, you got the wrong people. And she's talking to it in Valyrian. And I'm like, does this dragon know... Does it know that language? That dragon is untrained. You're going to take an untrained dragon, get on its back, and take it to a battle, right? Okay, that made sense. That made sense to her. Now, her sister sees in the distance, and she can't see it's her. So, Sheep Stealer starts chasing Baela. Because it just sees another dragon flying, it's going to eat it. And Rhaena is panicking. She's like, no, that's my sister. That's my sister. So Jace jumps in to try to distract Sheep Stealer from trying to eat Baela. And Jace is captured again by another anchor. This time, Bela cannot reach him to save him because Sheep Stealer's in the way. And Jace's dragon drowns. And it was so sad. I felt so bad for that dragon. But now Jace swims up after detaching himself from the saddle, and immediately an arrow shoots him. I think he got shot by 3 arrows. I'm gonna put the clip in here. And Jace is gone. So I'm imagining if I'm Bela, I saw them lock up the queen, my stepmother, and I went off to a battle she didn't want me going off to with her son, her heir, mind you, and he dies and I gotta bring his body back. I don't think I would come back. I think I would go AWOL. Like, her reaction cannot be good. Like, we're gonna see that in episode 2. But pivoting a bit right now, right? To the battle with the sea snake. That was so epic. You see his expertise with navigating the waters, but also his battle expertise despite his age. And you see his son as well, who, even though he never acknowledged him, I guess, like, originally, I think in season 1 or 2, at first he was not acknowledged as his son. He was just this bastard that he allowed to work around. The panic he feels at the thought of his father dying. And he had to jump in to save him. It was just an amazing battle. The choreographers, the actors, the music, everything was top tier, no notes, 10 out of 10. Would watch again, will watch again. The rest of the episode, of course, has important stuff. But I feel like those were the most important ones. And I cannot wait until we get to episode 2 to see Rhaenyra's reaction. I've seen the previews and her screams are so heartbreaking. It's just, I love this series so much. I think I like it better than Game of Thrones, strictly because of how Game of Thrones ended. I'm not even mad about them killing Daenerys anymore, even though it was hers. I hate how they dealt with the White Walkers so quickly. I hate who they put on the throne after all that. And I don't know. The devastation was just killing me. But let me know what you guys thought about episode 1. I'm so excited for episode 2. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow. I am going to be posting so much more about the different shows I'm watching, including House of the Dragon. So let me know what you guys think and what recommendations you have. Catch you next time.